Hunters, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. Check that out. Today, we're looking at a 2020 Kawasaki Ninja 400. KRT green, probably my favorite as far as any of the Kawasaki colors. And this bike, if you don't already know, is probably one of the best all-around sport bikes for town, in town, and some light highway duty. This bike features a 399cc motor. It's about 45 horsepower maybe, somewhere right around there. Top speed is probably right around 100 miles an hour. So you can easily go where you want to go, but for a bike that is an everyday bike for a sport rider, this bike is definitely for you. When we get into this, you're going to see this bike is extremely flawless, in such good shape. You can see paint, like I said, is Kawi green. Good deep color. Bar ends are awesome. You're going to also see mileage on this bike is super low. Got a tiny little scuff right there. I would think, though, that's pretty much it. Aftermarket pieces on here are the frame sliders, as you can see, and also the exhaust, which is a carbon fiber like exhaust. That is not carbon fiber, but it is made to look like carbon fiber. You can see right there is a little bit of a tiniest little scuff right there. But again, paint on this bike is pretty much impeccable. Wheels and tires are in awesome shape. This is also the ABS model. So for those of you who would like a bike with ABS, and maybe you're somewhat of a beginner rider, this is a great option. This bike is going to be perfectly suited for the twisties, everyday commuting, weekend jaunts, just ripping through any kind of a twisty road is going to make your smile even bigger, because this is a very lightweight type of a nimble machine. Has the little spools on here too, so if you have a rear stand, you just plop it underneath it, push it up, and you're right there able to, you know, if you're going to do chain maintenance, just clean your wheel and spin it. Pretty simple. Again, this bike is all stock. There's a little bit of a scuff right there, but again, really great shape. So the Ninja has been around for a long time, and you know, everybody had been used to the 250s, but kind of the complaint was there's not enough power on the 250s. So you now get these 400s that give you more than enough power for the everyday ride, and especially if you're looking to do commuting and it's really not anything more than that, this is perfect for that. Also, the fact that you're going to save quite a lot of gas in comparison to pretty much anything else that you're going to be riding. You know, these see great gas mileage. You're easily going to be looking to 40-50 miles per gallon, especially if you're not really wrenching on the cranking on the gas. It's a parallel twin, you can see right there. Two exhaust pipes come out. It's a 2-in-1 into the carbon fiber like exhaust. But again, an everyday bike for a commuter, somebody that would like to just be able to ride, be comfortable riding. Because you can also see on this as well, look. Now look, you can see that on sport bikes, typically you see the bars or clip-ons underneath the triple tree, where something like this is your typical race bike super sport style for that, which would be considered more of aggressive racing style. And although this bike looks very aggressive, which in terms of the looks, it's kind of tough to beat. It looks very aggressive. But the beauty of this is that Again, these are mounted above the triple tree. So that couple of inches, roughly 3 inches, I'd think, in around, it gives you a more straight up, sort of a more neutral position, a more standard style of riding while you're on a sport bike. So although it does have the fairings, it looks like it should be on the track, which you could take this to the track and have a blast on it. And really, a lot of guys do that. A lot of people take these to the track, take the turn signals, lights, and mirrors off, and right away, you have a track bike that's going to give you hours of fun, miles of smiles. It's all about that no matter what. But these types of bikes are highly configurable in different ways. Like I said, track bike, street bike, commuter, twisty, ripping, leaning, having fun type of a bike. And all in a package that is a 400cc package. So it's not too big. It is not too heavy. It is just right. And especially if you are someone that's learning but don't necessarily want to wind up spending the money on a 250, but you actually want to have something that's going to last you, sure, your learning curve is going to be slightly larger. But for somebody that's new, especially, you know, if you've had a little bit of experience, maybe none at all, learning the clutch, gas, brake on something like this is a lot easier than if you were to do it on, say, a 600 or a 1000 even. So you could jump on something like this and feel pretty confident. It's unintimidating. So again, all day, every day, go have fun. You sit in a standard, somewhat standard position, a little bit more so than you would with if you had handlebars on it. So let's see what we got here. 954 miles. That's really not much at all. So less than 1,000 miles on this 2020. Now you can see in the cluster here, you have all of your normal lights, your check engine, your ABS light, which once you get rolling, the ABS light goes away, your neutral light. You have an analog tach, which is really nice to see, a digital gear indicator, your clock, your fuel gauge right up in here, your temperature underneath that, your speedometer, your odometer up top, and on the very bottom here, your miles per gallon, which you can go through and toggle through all that stuff and obviously reset it if you like. You have your normal left, right turn signal. And again, on this side, you have more indicators as far as, you know, like the check engine and things like that for high beam and low beam also. But you got to turn the bike on for that stuff, which we will do in a second. Now looking at controls, really simple stuff. High beam, low beam, turn signal left, right, and your horn. Right side here, super simple, on, off, and then you have your starter, which we'll see if we have to use the clutch here. We do not. As you can see right there, there's your high beam indicator. And let's check out this cool sounding motor. Parallel twin, and listen to this. Ah, yeah. Got some attitude. What a cool bike. For sure. There's your foot brake. Hand brake. Low beam, high beam. Low beam, high beam. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds real good. Let's go left rear. And you can see that this does have the full tail on it. OEM. Here's your left front. Cool thing about these, they're all integrated, so you don't have the stalk sticking way out like they used to. Makes the design a lot sleeker. Definitely a lot cooler looking. Rear stalk. Right turn signal. And right front. Just an aggressive look for a bike that does not offer a very aggressive ride. And in all actuality, it's actually really a smooth, comfortable ride in a sport position, slight sport position. Reviews on these bikes are pretty much a stellar. You see stellar reviews on it because of the fact that, like I said, it does pretty much everything you want it to do for a street bike. And especially for commuters or brand new people. I mean, even expert riders love these bikes because they are so fun. You can whip them around. They have enough power. Again, you can go 100 miles an hour on it, but realistically, typically you're only doing 55 to 70 on some roads, and it's going to be able to do it. But most of the time on the back roads, they're what, 35, 40 miles per hour. So this is going to come out of the corners, squirting out of there, and you're just going to be ripping back and forth and just enjoying riding in the twisties. A lot of fun and in great shape. You see a little bit of scuffs right there on that side. Very, very slight to see that. But I know you would have a ton of fun on a Ninja 400. Bikes are fun no matter what. But ones that are like this, that are designed for that kind of everyday use, it's great because it's not just focused on one thing. You can do a lot of different things. Now, every one of our bikes gets a 48-point checklist. So we are going over things as best as we possibly can so that when you get a bike from us, it's as close to 100% as we can make it. Obviously, with less than 1,000 miles, not a whole lot to do, but we do change the oil and the filter so we know what's in it, check the charging system, all that kind of stuff to make sure that everything is tip-top as best as it can be. So that when you get it, you're really just thumbing the starter, going down the road and enjoying your ride. So, if you're digging the 2020 Kawasaki Ninja 400, give us a call at 717-273-1809. Now you can see the full list of current inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We have some financing options available, aftermarket warranties available. We can deliver bikes sometimes, we can ship them. It really comes down to what is it that we need to do to try to help accommodate you so that you can have that waiting for you to go ride. Very, very cool bike. Really cool looking bike. And the green wheel tape on there harkens back to the early days of the MotoGP class. It's just tip top. It looks gorgeous. Well, folks, until the next ride, happy riding.